Evansville.
Far away.
We're going to start with that?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Hey, folks. Well, what you guys clinched the championship, the tournaments are right on. What do you guys want to get done in these last 2 weeks?
I think we need to get better. You know, I don't think that the narrative has switched at all for us. I think with Coach Cal, with what he told the team even before the game on Saturday is every game, whether it's in March, whether it's in November, even playing Evansville, you try to get better each time you step out on the court. And I don't think that changes, this week. I don't think it changes when we head to Nashville for 1, 2, 3 games. Our goal is to get better, for individuals to get better, and for our team to ultimately become better.
How so? Where would you like to see the improvement?
Well, I think if your individuals improve, your team improves. We've talked about Ashton being more consistent, taking care of the ball. He had a good game Saturday. Obviously, he would have wanted to see a couple more shots go down, but he was close on some, didn't really take bad shots, just shots didn't fall, but he made an impact. On the defensive end, he got our team into offense. You look at a guy like Emmanuel Quickly to continue to play better as a guy who can, play with having the burden of being the leading scorer, to play with having the burden of being a guy that teams are going to aim to shut down. You want consistency out for your bench, with Johnny, with Nate, with Keon. It's another opportunity for them to improve and gain confidence as we head into the tournament in Nashville, and then ultimately the tournament for what will hopefully be 3 weekends.
With Nate's senior day, what's your best Nate Sestina story? He's obviously a little different, one and done type of guy for you guys to come in here as kind of an adult.
Yeah, no, I mean, Nate has given us tremendous leadership, being that guy that is older, that is more mature most of the time. Nate has a spirit about him that he's enjoyed his time here. I like, 22-year-old Nate. There's times that he slips back into 13-year-old Nate, and it does bring a certain kind of laugh and spirit to our team that even last year, while Reed was that leader, Reed was very serious. Nate, while he is serious, he is able to relate to this group, and it's a laughing, jovial group. I don't know that I have one great story that sticks out, but it's senior day for 3 managers of ours as well. Kevin, Barrett, and Will. And when you're putting together a program and you have a team each year, those guys are just as important, as the guys that play. And a guy like Nate Sestina, and the way that our guys get better is in that gym. And oftentimes the guys in the gym, more than our coaches, are those managers. And it's a big day for those 3 guys, and it's an important day for our entire kind of program to have those guys be recognized, because there's a lot of man hours that have been put in, by Kevin, Barrett, and Will, and it's a big loss for us, but we're happy for them, and it's a fun day that we should celebrate.
What's the 13-year-old Nate like?
I think he's one that laughs. I think he tells bad jokes and laughs at even worse jokes that are told by the other guys on the team. But it's a group. This is a group that really came together over Christmas, and kind of the Camp Cal days, have changed with some new rules from the NCAA. But what we were able to do was feed them, and I think this group really came together over meals. And it's amazing, I think, when you look at it, from our perspective, what meals can do for teams, what meals can do for families, and that has never been more obvious with this team, and how they came together after, I think we all would say, was a rough, Las Vegas trip. There was a lot of individuals that were questioned. There was our team was questioned, and this group came back, got to work after a 3-4 day kind of vacation and really came together. And I think you look at that now as at the beginning of March as a major point of our season.
How much better has Emmanuel gotten over the past month or so? Just how much seems like he's gotten tremendously better?
Well, I think it's confidence. You know, his confidence is sky high, and that comes from work. You know, that comes from playing well in one game, playing well in 2 games, and I think, as we just talked about, you know, you still have 2 more games to play in the regular season. That's just another way to build your confidence. You know, as you're riding that wave into Nashville, then ultimately, like I said, 3 weekends in March to April. But every time you step on the court, it's a chance for you to build your confidence. But it's something that we talk about with our guys here, is every time you step on that court, you're being evaluated. And if you want to be a professional and you truly want to take this to another level, you have to show up every day, whether it's practice, whether it's games, whether it's a workout. And by and large, our guys do that. So I don't think there's any fear that there's any steps that are going to be backwards for this group. I think it's another opportunity for us to make strides moving forward.
Joel, you've already secured the #1 seed for the conference. I know you're looking at NCAA seeding also, but has the coaching staff talked about maybe throttling back? You've had guys with injuries. Ashton's been beat up.
I mean, there's always conversation back and forth, but I don't think that that's any different than – it's not because we've won. I think it's what's in the best interest of the individuals. You know, we've talked about that. You know, I mean, everybody at this time of year is banged up, but there's no, because of winning on Saturday, now we can sit guys or we can play guys more, or because it doesn't matter. We're trying to, like I said, gain momentum for individuals, gain momentum, you know, as a unit versus worried about seeding, worried about anything else. If guys need to sit because they're injured, obviously we'll sit them.
Is Nate a guy that came in here sort of with almost a purpose to enjoy and take in all of what this experience is? Because he obviously came here wanting to experience big-time college basketball. It seems like he's a guy who's taken some extra beats to look around and take it all in.
No, I mean, I think Nate it's a place that you can get whatever you want out of it. You know, I think that people talk about the University of Kentucky men's basketball program as just what they see on the floor at Rupp Arena, or just what they see on social media, or just what they hear about from us or from you all. You know, there's a lot that goes on that our kids are a part of. I mean, you see that they went out and took part in Dance Blue yesterday. They wanted to do that. You know, that wasn't something that our staff directed them to do. You know, our guys have been front row, you know, at Kroger Field cheering on the football team. They've gone to soccer games. They've been to, you know, other events here on campus. And this is a great place to go to college. You know, it's a great place to experience, you know, what would be the best time of most of our lives. And these guys are taking advantage of that. They're afforded that here. It's a great place to learn. It's a great place to work. It's a great place to play. And our guys, not just Nate, take advantage of all that.
This weekend, this weekend, the College Players Association sent out a letter asking the NCAA to maybe hold March Madness games without fans in attendance in light of the coronavirus. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, for us, I think we're going to show up and play. You know, I think you've seen our guys show up, whether there's 20,000 fans or whether there's no fans. Our guys are going to be there, and they'll be excited to play. And you know, whatever happens, happens. I think for us, our goal is to get better today in practice. I think our goal is to get better tomorrow in the Tennessee game, and ultimately head down to Gainesville and become a group that is taking steps to becoming our best version and their best version.
I think a couple opposing coaches now have mentioned being able to hear Nate's voice, calling out stuff on defense. I think Will Wade was one of them. What about the way he's sort of directed these guys that you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to the same thing of confidence. You know, you gain confidence by putting in work. You gain confidence by listening to coaching staff, Coach Cal. So you're confident in speaking what you know. And I think Nate's a guy that's locked in when we're doing film study. He's a guy that's locked in when you're doing walkthroughs, any type of scripting on offense, to where he knows what is heading his way. And really, he's just like the rest of the guys. He's only been here for a couple months. But I think it speaks to his 22-year-old side, the maturity side of where he knows that that's important. And that's important towards winning. And when you've been a college basketball player and won, you understand how important all the small things are. And he's a guy that does embrace that and then has tried to push that to our younger guys as often as he could.
Is that a thing he brought to the team even when he wasn't playing? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was something from day one. I think whether you're in the weight room, whether you're on the track, it's the little things that at this time of year you've got to be tight on.
Yeah, that was kind of my question. I mean, I've heard past years, Coach Cal, you guys say, we want the team to talk more, communicate more on the floor. There didn't seem to be a problem with Nate from day one. You all talked about that. Did that get the other guys to talk more on the floor? You all haven't talked about that as much. It didn't seem like this year, getting them to communicate on the floor.
Yeah, I think that, you do have some other guys that talk, and I think that Nate doing it has empowered Emmanuel to do it, has empowered Ashton to do it, and now EJ and Nick, the older guys have done it and have been consistently making strides to talk more. And that's what you want. Coach has talked about being a player-driven team. And I think whenever we were on that, about a month ago, our guys took another step forward. And when you have that, now you got a chance. When it truly is player-driven, you have a chance to do something special. And we've gone on the road and won in tough environments. We've won big games, close games. So I think for us, Nate kind of got that rolling early and empowered the other guys to see what embracing the little things and communicating really was day to day.
Has the overall age of this team made it feel different? I mean, this is by you all standards a really old group, especially your starting five.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's important. I think the guys know, what winning feels like, what losing feels like. And that's obviously something that the only way you figure out what that feels like is to go through it. Nate's a guy that has won big games, has been a part of big games, and then he brings that to the table in September, October, November, when these other guys are still looking around to not only see what it feels like, but also then experience it. And that's a big thing.
Anything else, guys? All right, we'll have Nate out in just a second.